Hello students. So today let's start with the subject that is management concepts and organizational behavior. Today we are going to discuss another very interesting theory of motivation, that is Vroom's expectancy theory of motivation. So I, Dr. Priya Raj Butolia, Assistant Professor, Bora Institute of Management Sciences. Today we are going to study or deal with a theory of motivation. So let's discuss in brief what is motivation all about. Success does not find you, you have to go out and find it. So for being motivation to have a motivation level or to achieve success, you have to push yourself, you have to drive yourself. There is a need of instigation, or there is a need for somebody to induce you, inspire you, encourage you, and if so happens in your life, you actually feel motivated. In terms of organization, a manager plays a very crucial role, being a good motivator or a good leader. He is the one who inspires his employees, his colleagues to do a particular set of work, and with the help of his thoughts, his motivational words, actually people try and build a trustworthy environment, and hence results in efficiency and greater results. So let's see the theory of motivation. The expectancy theory of motivation was given by Victor Vroom of Yale School of Management in 1964. So the expectancy theory was given by Victor Vroom and it was given in 1964. This is very important theory of motivation. Actually, this theory separates the effort, performance and outcome of an individual's behavior. Here you can see that there is a relationship, there exists a relationship between the efforts an individual put into his work. As a result, the performance you can receive, and with the help of performance you will find an outcome. Like greater the efforts, greater will be the performance, and hence the outcome will be in a positive manner. So this theory actually correlates all the three factors, and it has been represented in a form of an equation in the theory of expectancy. You know, man is a very rational animal. Everything he do in his life, actually there should be a sort of motivation. हम हमेशा जो भी काम करते हैं, अगर उसका आउटकम अगर आपके मुताबिक होता है तो you feel motivated. On the other hand, if the outcome is not good in terms of your achievements, you do not feel motivated. So being a rational part of our human psychology, people are more motivated if you get good results and good rewards. On the other hand, it is vice versa. Important contribution is the concept of motivation. Actually, it all depends on the individual perception of being motivated. If somebody wants money in his life, with the help of promotion or bonus, that individual may feel motivated. But on the other hand, if a person is motivated with the sense of belongingness or with the help of achievement, he or she may not be motivated in terms of money. You can also see that it helps to determine how much effort they will expand in their jobs. So it basically answers the question why people behave the way they do to at a workplace. क्यों लोग ऐसा behave करते हैं? That is the reason which is being explained in the theory of expectancy given by Victor Vroom. It also says that individual is determined by the nature of reward. We have discussed the nature of reward or the motivation can be in two forms. It can be monetary and as well as non-monetary terms. Some people are motivated because of financial benefits. On the other hand, some may feel motivated with non-monetary benefits like recognition, achievement, a sense of responsibility. So it all depends on the individual's perception of being motivated or the individual's perception of being rewarded. Now here the three variables are given in a particular form of equation, they have a certain sense of dependency on each other. If any of the variable is 0, the motivation comes out to be 0. So let us discuss the theory. It is given by Victor Vroom, he was a professor at Yale University in a business school. He made a psychological analysis of behavior in organization, focusing on leadership and decision making. He was a well-known psychologist and he has made an analysis on the behavior of an organization, focusing on the leadership and decision making aspect. If the person is a good leader or a good decision maker, he will be a good motivator and he can actually align a individual's performance with a suitable outcome or a reward. Let us see the relationship between efforts, performance and reward. The theory actually deals with these three variables, and these three variables gives a new picture to the three again variables that are expectancy, instrumentality and valence. So, here there is a relationship between the amount of effort a person put, the more will be his performance, the more will be his performance, the best result he or she would receive. Now, let us see a question which answers about efforts. When my effort leads to high performance, will my efforts lead to high performance? If you are putting an effort to a particular project, आपको ये लगता है कि क्या अगर मैंने इतनी मेहनत की तो मेरा परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा होगा? If you put high efforts, automatically there results in a good performance. And this is known as the expectancy part of the theory of motivation. Second is about the performance. Will my performance leads to reward? After putting a particular set of efforts, an individual will achieve a performance. After achieving a performance, person or individual will feel that if the performance will result or will give an output in terms of reward, so his level of efforts, his level of performance will automatically increase, and it gives a picture of instrumentality. Now, third is the valence. Valence is related to reward. The higher the efforts, the higher will be the performance. The higher will be the performance, the greater is the outcome or reward. So, here the individual asks the question, did I find the outcomes desirable? If the outcome is desirable, it is according to his own valence, according to his own set of priorities, the individual is highly motivated. So, here you can find a relationship between the efforts, the performance and the rewards. This has actually been explained in the expectancy theory of motivation by Victor Vroom. The concept of this theory. The theory assumes that the behavior results from conscious choices among alternatives whose purpose is to maximize pleasure and minimize pain. जब भी एक इंडिविजुअल एक पर्टिकुलर सेट ऑफ बिहेवियर को एग्जिबिट करता है, he or she has a conscious choice related to the particular thing. He or she actually chooses the particular set of behavior obviously among from the alternatives. अब जो choice होगा उसका बेस्ट पर्पस ये होना चाहिए कि उससे जो प्लेजर है वो मैक्सिमम होगा एंड पेन जो होगा वो मिनिमाइज होना चाहिए. दिस इज द अजम्पशन ऑफ दिस थियोरी. अकॉर्डिंग टू ह्यूमन साइकोलॉजी हमेशा हम वही चॉइस करने में ज़्यादा बिलीव करते हैं जिसे करने के बाद हमें खुशी मिले और जिसे करने के बाद जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स है वो सॉर्ट आउट हो जाए. सो दिस इज़ द अजम्पशन, दिस इज़ द बेसिक फैक्ट ऑफ दिस थियोरी एंड actually it gives rise to the three elements of the theory known as expectancy, instrumentality and valence. Here it has been derived or it has been summed up in the form of an equation which is known as the equation of expectancy theory. It says that motivation is equals to valence into expectancy into instrumentality. When the efforts, performance and rewards are summarized or they are somewhere have an equation form, it gives a rise to motivation. So, with the help of this equation you can easily remember the concept of expectancy. Assumptions of this theory. The theory states that a person joins an organization with expectations about their needs, motivations and past experience. Whenever an individual comes to an organization, he have some sort of expectations that his needs will be fulfilled, he will feel motivated, as well as his past experience will help him to perform a particular set of tasks. So, he has a set of expectations when he joins a particular organization. Second, an individual's behavior is a result of conscious choice. It always states that whatever the behavior is, it is out of their particular choice. If in a particular situation, if a person gets angry or he has a feeling of frustration, anxiety or a feeling of motivation, it is the choice of his behavior which is done consciously. It also says that a person wants different things from organization like good salary, promotion or a sense of fulfillment. Besides other aspects of working environment, a person is motivated by different things and it all depends upon the stage of the life cycle or the priority of an individual. It can be in terms of monetary, which replicates his or her salary. It can be in terms of responsibility, which is shown in terms of promotion, or in terms of one's potential, the maximum he or she can work for the organization, which is explained in terms of fulfillment. So, besides other things, individuals some or the other way want many things from the organization. It can be in the terms of monetary as well as non-monetary benefits. And lastly, a person will choose among alternatives to be able to optimize outcomes from them personally. And finally, एक individual जो है वो choice करता है बहुत सारे alternatives में से जिससे वो maximum outcome कहीं ना कहीं एक personal effort से या performance से ले सके या outcome दे सके. So that is again is her choice of outcome. So these are the assumptions of the theory of expectancy. Now let's discuss the first element of the expectancy theory. The first is the expectancy itself. Now here expectancy means increased efforts will result in increased performance. This relationship is basically explained in the element of expectancy. जितना ज़्यादा efforts आप एक project को करने में लगाएंगे उतना ही अच्छा performance आपका होगा. So the relationship between effort and performance is there. It says about expectancy is the belief that increased effort will lead to increased performance. As it has been said that if there is an increase in effort, there will be increase in performance. And this is explained in the expectancy element of the theory. For example, if I work harder, then this will be better. This is affected by such things as having the right resources available, having the right skills to do a job, and having the necessary support to get the job done. So here an individual wants to increase his efforts and which automatically results in the increase in performance. But for this he needs some kind of support, he needs some sort of skills or he needs some sort of resources from the organization. Then only he can put his best efforts to have an increase in the performance. It also says that increase in workload may lead to increase in performance and which may lead to increase in the bonus or incentive. It shows that when E is equals to 0, effort will not result in desired performance. when E is equals to 1, it will definitely results into an performance. It will surely gives to a definite performance. So, when E is equals to 0, no desired performance is achieved, but when E is equals to 1, your efforts will give a better or desired performance. So, with the help of this two relationship, you can see that some or the other the value of E lies between 0 and 1. 0 इंडिकेट्स कि जब आपने एफर्ट्स दिए हैं तो आपको परफॉर्मेंस जैसा आप चाह रहे थे वैसा नहीं मिला है, बट इक्वेशन 0 इज इक्वल्स टू 1 इंडिकेट्स जितना आपने परफॉर्मेंस दिया है जितना आपने एफर्ट्स दिया है उतना आपको परफॉर्मेंस मिला है. दिस रिलेशनशिप इज देयर बिटवीन E is equals to 0 and 1. Now for this you need to have three factors. First is about self-efficacy. If you feel that you have the particular set of skills or you have the particular set of potential while while performing a task, your efforts and your performance will lead to miracle. Second is about goal difficulty. If you find that if the goal is difficult, you will actually put more efforts in that and you will get the best results. So, it all depends upon your expectancy, how much you are good at putting your efforts related to performance. And lastly, it is about the perceived outcome. Agar aapka outcome it is according to your perception or your balance, actually you feel motivated, hence you will put more efforts to get a better performance. So, this was all about the first element of the expectancy theory of motivation. It gives the correlationship between the effort and the performance. The second element is instrumentality. Instrumentality gives the second sort of relationship between your performance and your result. It is a belief that if you perform well, then a valued outcome will be received. If I do a good job, there is something in it for me. This is affected by such things as. Now here it says that जितना अच्छा performance होगा उतना valued outcome आप receive कर सकते हैं. Like if you have put lots of efforts, you had a good performance, you will receive a bonus or you will receive an increment. This is actually the concept of instrumentality. It shows the relationship between the performance and the outcome. Here it is affected by three things, like you should have a clear understanding of the relationship between the performance and reward. The factor of instrumentality in which you should have कि आपने अगर इतना performance दिया and आपको ये particular reward मिलेगा. If the reward part is very clear, your performance will automatically increase. Like for example, the rules of the reward game. Actually, you should know what kind of reward you are going to receive on a particular set of performance. Second, trust in the people who will take the decisions on who gets what outcome. Here, trust relationship is very important. If you have a trust on your manager that if you will perform well, you will get the output, actually your motivation level will be high. So, trust should be there both on the terms of manager as well as on employee side. Third, transparency of the process that decides who gets what outcomes. The process of reward system should also be very transparent. If the process is transparent, nobody will be confused related to his performance and reward output. So, these three factors are very much important in terms of instrumentality, which says that a clear understanding and relationship should be established between performance and outcome. There should be a trust factor between both the people and there should be transparency while you get a work done. So, actually it connects a relationship between performance well, then valued outcome is received. Now here superior performance can lead to promotion. That is actually the example of instrumentality. Now here we will discuss about the third element of the expectancy theory of motivation, and this is the last one. Valence is the importance that an individual places upon the expected outcome. As we have already discussed, there is a relationship between efforts, performance and reward. The more the effort, the more will be the performance, the greater is the performance, the best is the outcome. Now here valence means कि एक individual उस particularly outcome को कितनी value देता है. For example, if you work hard and if you get benefit or if you get reward in terms of monetary factors like increment or incentive or bonus. So, a particular individual A do not pay any valence to that outcome because he is more motivated with the sense of recognition or achievement. So, here according to individual A, he does not find any value to that outcome which is in terms of monetary benefit. On the other hand, the individual B may find the valence very exciting in terms of monetary because individual B values that monetary terms has a greater impact of motivation. So, here individual A and individual B have different sense of perception according to the value of the outcome. The term refers to the emotional orientation people hold with respect to outcome. It also says about कि individually एक emotional attachment क्या इंसान रखता है उस outcome को लेके, whether he finds monetary benefits as more important or non-monetary benefit as more important. It is actually the emotional orientation of an individual. It all depends upon the emotional state of a particular individual. For the valence to be positive, the person must refer attaining the outcome to not attaining it. For example, if someone is mainly motivated by money, he or she might not value offers of additional time off. If a person wants कि उसे इस particularly performance के बाद monetary benefits मिलनी चाहिए, तो time off उसके लिए कोई value create नहीं करता है. It is again been discussed कि it all depends on the perception of individual कि उसके performance के बाद वो किस चीज़ को ज़्यादा value करता है और किस चीज़ को नहीं. That is actually the valence element of the expectancy theory of motivation. It also says that when V is equals to 0, the individual is indifferent towards the outcome. मतलब जो भी उसका outcome है उसे वो बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं कर रहा है. And here the equation is V is equals to 0. When V is equals to a negative term, it says that individual prefers not achieving the outcome. When V is negative, he actually do not perceive the outcome to be according to his preference. And lastly, when V is positive, the individual prefers that the outcome is according to his or her perception. So, when it is positive, the individual is motivated. When it is negative, the individual is not motivated, it is not according to his valence. So, this is the relationship which actually exists. Now, here how can you build expectancy of an individual? The management must know what supervision, training or resources the employees need. Here, being a manager, you should focus on the three aspects to build the expectancy of an individual, that is what kind of supervision, what kind of training or what kind of resources your employee is in need of. The management must ensure that promises of rewards are fulfilled. This is very important. Sometimes the things are committed, but when the performance is done, the things are actually not being done. So, here sometimes the employees are actually demotivated. And lastly, the management must know the employee's value. Being a manager, you should know what your employee values to the outcome, whether he values monetary benefits, whether he values non-monetary benefits. Accordingly, he should go for the reward system. So, for building the expectancy, being a manager, you can actually sort out the issues by going through these 3 factors. Now, what is the actually implication of this theory at workplace? First, the managers can correlate the referred outcomes to the aimed performance level. Second, the managers must ensure that the employees can achieve the aimed performance level. Third, the deserving employees must be rewarded for their exceptionally performance. You should always keep on making the employee realize that he or she is doing a good job. If you actually give a particular feedback or in terms of reward, not only in monetary terms, you can even congratulate him or her, you can recognize his performance in front of everyone. This little things also somewhere the employees feel rewarded or feel motivated. So, this is actually the factor which boosts up the motivation level of an individual. The reward system should be fair and just in the organization. It should be very equal and it should be fair for everyone. The organization must design interesting, dynamic and challenging jobs. If you want an individual to put highest efforts, give a good performance, the job should also be very challenging. It should be interesting for an individual. And lastly, the employee's motivation level should be continuously assessed through various techniques such as questionnaires and personal interviews. What does this theory says about? Provide rewards that individual value, set achievable objectives, provide promised rewards, put trust on person's capability, make the performance challenging, align tasks to person's skill set and make the correlationship between the performance and reward very clear. If you do all those things, the employee is actually motivated. The advantages? It is based on the self-interest, individuals who set to achieve maximum satisfaction and who wants to minimize dissatisfaction. The theory also stresses upon the expectations and perception aspect. It says that on rewards and payoff because actually the persons value that kind of outcome, and it focuses on psychological extravagance where final objective of an individual is to maximize pleasure and minimize pain. So, this was already been discussed in the introductory part. Lastly, the limitations. It is not an idealistic approach which is been discussed in expectancy theory. The application of this theory is limited to rewards. It is not directly correlated to performance in any organization. So, that is a basic drawback about this theory. This theory is based on situations which keeps on varying. The things are very dynamic in organizations. So, this theory does not actually work when the situation varies. And finally, lot many variables are not being considered like skills, job difficulty, seniority or experience. So, there are some lot criticism about this theory. So, students, today we had dealt with the expectancy theory of motivation given by Vroom. I hope you have understood the concept. Thank you. Have a nice day.